Elon Musk, famously known as CEO of Tesla, founder of SpaceX, Boring Company, and PayPal. To most people, it sounds like a genius who exhibits his work through absolute integrity, right? We have all heard his stories of how he had no money, bullied in his childhood, and estranged by his own father. And after all these complications, he became self-made billionaire who is redefining the way humanity travels at ground levels and through outer space. Who wouldn't love these kinds of stories? But what if I tell you most of the stories you heard about him are hoax and made up by media? We have all consumed tons of content about him through motivational videos, shady marketing tactics, and his infamous tweets. He also appeared in movies like Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, and Iron Man 2. And media made sure who he really was and all the technological wonders he has single-handedly brought into the world. People adore his public persona of what he is showing about himself and all the utopian dreams he's selling. We must not forget that marketing is not free. It comes with a hefty price tag and it has its own consequences, and I'm here to debunk the cult of Elon Musk.
Yeah, SpaceX is amazing, and he's done some interesting things with Tesla for sure. I'm not sure why he has to also say that he was a founder when he wasn't. I don't understand that.
Oh, yeah, whatever. He became the CEO. He's actually the fourth, I think that's right, the fourth CEO of Tesla, and he has taken
Second chairman of the board.
Second chairman of the board, and he's taken it, to heights that are, fantastic. So he's done an amazing job. But yeah, and he was always supportive, from the beginning, but he wasn't the founder in the sense of he wasn't, we started it.
Martin Eberhard, Mark Tarpenning, and Ayn Rand were originally founded Tesla Motors, not Elon Musk, and from their own vision, they built its first car, Roadster. In 2004, they wanted to increase company's capital. Then they met Elon Musk, who back then was known as PayPal's founder, which he was not. He invested $165 million and at the condition that he will be named chairman of the company despite having no experience in any aspect of the company at all. After a few months of Musk joining, Ayn Rand sensed the signal of distress from Musk and he left the company. Musk had the most power in the company because of his share value. So in 2007, Musk expelled Eberhard, who was the genius behind the company, and tried to take all the credit, as Eberhard accused him for trying to rewrite the history, taking credit for the car that Eberhard, Tarpenning, and Wright had built. Now his fanboys will say he is doing a great job now as he's promoting electric vehicles over petrol vehicles, which are eco-friendly and will stop burning fossil fuel, which causes climate change. But it's not true at all. Musk knows people think like that, so he's capitalizing from it. In reality, electric cars production has 15 to 70% more emissions than regular cars. The reason is their batteries. Lithium-ion batteries are made of lithium, nickel, and cobalt. It takes 17 metric tons of CO2 to build larger EVs with long-range batteries. The main reason for emissions is lithium mining, as it produces a lot of greenhouse gases. Most of the lithium supply comes from Chile, Bolivia, Brazil, and Argentina. The mining companies have used 65% of the region's water, which affects agriculture, which the local farmer suffers. Next comes cobalt.
This is one of the thousands of unregulated, unmonitored mines in the DRC. It's crawling with children, working like modern-day slaves. A 12-hour-long day of punishing work may earn them the equivalent of £1. Although one of the poorest countries on earth, DRC is rich in minerals. But a history of brutal colonial exploitation looks like being repeated now, in 2017. Much of it's mined by hand, with rudimentary tools in harsh, potentially hazardous conditions.
Congo is the world's largest cobalt producing country. The mines use mostly child workers. These children aged between 3 and 17. They are only paid $1 or $2 per day and are exposed to many risks such as fatal mine collapse, mercury poisoning, and lung infections. Child laboring is prohibited by UNICEF, but they do it anyways. Now come to the next factor, coal. The electricity which lithium-ion batteries use comes from coal. Coal is one of the biggest elements for climate change. In USA alone, coal plants produces around 550 metric tons of CO2 every year, with other toxic gases like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. If we use electric vehicles, this number will most likely rise, and even if we stop using regular petrol vehicles and switch to electric vehicles, the dangers of climate change will always be there. Another startup of Elon Musk which will not likely to work according to the dream which it sells. The main aim of Starship is to use a rocket commercially to transport people from one destination to another, but there are a number of problems which indicate that Starship will not likely work. So the problem is it is not safe at all to travel in a rocket, as humans are not evolved yet to fly in the sky at 3G to 5G force. While flying at this force, most people's blood pressure falls, eyesight may become limited or total blackout. Muscle cramps, breathing difficulties, and unconsciousness can also occur when the force exerted is from 3G to 5G force. Regular airplanes only exert between 0.2 to 0.4 G, and even that is not recommended for people with certain medical conditions. The pilots who fly planes like fighter jets are well trained to bear the gravitational force, and only few pilots are able to pass this test. Only physically fit and healthy people can able to travel. That means more than half of the Earth's population cannot travel with Starship. Even if you make it to the Starship, there are more chances of dying than in an airplane, because 3 in 100 rockets will likely to explode, as NASA reports, and chances of dying in an airplane is only 1 in 11 million. Do you still want to go for a vacation with a rocket which will eventually going to explode? In the beginning of 2020, Elon Musk's total asset value was around $20 billion, and now in September 2021, his net worth jumped to $177 billion. Most of his wealth comes from 22.4% of his Tesla shareholding. When Tesla share value falls, his net worth also falls drastically, as corrections in stock market happen now and then, and sometimes he lose and gain billions of dollars in just one day. Even more crazy thing is half of his stakes are pledged as collateral for loans. Elon Musk and Tesla are currently contending in over 1,000 lawsuits. Among those, most popular lawsuit is the illegal worker suit. The suit alleged that Tesla illegally used foreign construction workers to build their US factories, and their wage was as little as $5 per hour, which is below the US minimum wage prescribed by federal and state laws. Another lawsuit filed in March 2021 alleges that Musk violated laws by his unreliable tweets in violation of the SEC settlement, and the board is failing to control Musk.
A tweet with a reference to cannabis that keeps coming back to burn Tesla's CEO. The Securities and Exchange Commission has asked a federal court to remove Elon Musk from the role, saying he committed securities fraud by making a groundless claim on Twitter in August.
Musk's statements misled members of the investing public to believe that it was virtually certain he could take Tesla private at a price of $420 per share, which was a substantial premium over its share price at that time.
Tesla's stock has plummeted by almost a third since the tweet.
You can check more of his lawsuits in Wikipedia. It should be noted that because of his tweets and his online presence, the price of Tesla shares and cryptocurrencies has been manipulated. Wonder how Tesla share rose 1600% since last 5 years. If we compare it with other automobile giants, this number seems quite fishy. In 2020, in terms of sales and revenue, Volkswagen was in the first place, had the highest revenue, making $254 billion. And on the other hand, Tesla stands at 12th place, making only $31 billion. So what is the reason for Tesla's share exponential rise? The PE ratio of Tesla is 1600, and the angel investor knows how vulnerable this PE ratio sounds. And who can forget the volatility of Bitcoin and Dogecoin just because some billionaire tweeted? Musk is promoting himself to stay relevant among millennials so that he gets funds from retail investors to run his companies and sell the products to you. This doesn't just tell about money, it tells more about Musk's personality. One thing I admire about Elon Musk is his space missions and his dream to colonize Mars, but here's the flip. He don't want Earth's laws to apply on his Martian colony, but instead he wants to make his own new laws there. Even crazy thing is, Musk also want to inject Neuralink chips in our brain so that our body get connected to the internet. I see nothing wrong here. One thing we should remember that even if all his projects succeeded, he cannot stop pollution, poverty, inequality gap between rich and poor, and most importantly, population explosion and climate change. Elon Musk is no doubt a genius entrepreneur, but he is also a billionaire sociopath who is profiting from millennial fanboys by showing them a utopian dream. Youngsters want to fantasize Tony Stark as Elon Musk, so they will worship him anyways. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and subscribe for upcoming videos. And please do follow me on Instagram at KashifCynic.